So today what I'm going to do is give a quick tutorial on the Smartrace Connect app that we use in place of the driver's displays. And I was in a bit of a quandary about buying those displays for the Carrera track. They're like 56 bucks a piece, so you're looking at, you know, $300 for 6 displays with some change. And I come across the Smartrace Connect app, and since I had the Smartrace, I went ahead and bought the Champions Club package, which is total, I think the total thing's like $10 for Smartrace app, $29 for the Champions Club, and that gives you all the add-ons, weather, fuel, damages, Smartrace Connect. It's the whole package. So that's like $29 a year. So I figured, well, 300 and some change for the displays, or, you know, $29 a year, you know, with the $10 purchase of the app in the beginning. So you're looking at, you know, $30 up front and then $29 a year, or 40 bucks, whatever, initial purchase, and then 29 bucks a year. So I figured, you know, I got a good, you know, 10 years paying for the Carrera app to equal the price of the displays. And those displays will give you fuel, the number of times you go in the pits. You can set it to be a tachometer there. I don't really see the point in that, but so it'll be a very limited, you know, what it does. I mean, they're aesthetically, I like the way they look on the track, and I'm not saying I won't buy them at some point in time, but when I was coming up, buying track, buying cars, you know, getting this all together last year, I mean, money's tight, doesn't grow on trees, so I thought, hey, you know, save a few bucks, get this Smartrace. That allows me to use the pits, allows me to use the fuel function, so that's the way I went. So here I'm going to show you basically, you know, how this Smartrace Connect works and why I chose this over the driver's displays. So right now this is my Smartrace just getting open. You have the scan or code, which if you come into Smartrace, say open the Connect. So what you can do, you can scan, you just open this Smartrace Connect, push the scan or code, and then, you know, take a picture of that, boom, opens up my Smartrace Connect. Okay, then I just close that server. Just get over here to new race. We give her like 5 laps or so. Normally we'll race 50 lap races, but for this demo thing I'll go 5 laps. And then on mine, Smartrace Connect, you know, we hit my name. Okay, now I'm going to have my laps, the position I'm in, and the gap to the leader. The blue line will show my last lap, the green will show my best lap, and the yellow, not 100% sure. That may be the track record or my worst lap. So my fuel shows 100%, the check mark is no issues, so I don't have any damages. It's sunny, I got slick tires on. So I have the red button at the bottom of the screen, that's my stop button. So I can technically stop that anytime I come off the the tractor in a race. So I'll start this and run a couple laps. It says I got my Mosler, but I'm running this little Pioneer. So we'll start a race, a couple laps. Controller went to sleep. I have that Frankenslot controller. Go in the pit real quick here in a minute. Next lap. So that basically I'd fuel up there, but that's kind of just showing the, you know, the fact that I can fuel. Now I'm back to 100%. There I changed tires, so you'll see that the tire now says wet tire, and also it turned blue, and you can see my car's not moving very fast because I'm on a wet. So there I've won that. Okay, or I, you know, did those 5 laps. So now what I'll do is I'll do a repeat of that. And you'll see where I'll use the Smartrace to stop the track. And what you'll find is when you're in this mode I'm in right now, using it as a driver's display, I cannot start the race from my phone. That has to be done at the control unit. But what you can do, if I back out of here real quick, this top button to the left, go here, go to the race control center, click that. Now this would enable me to say stop a race,
suspended the event. Caution.
And then I can restart it from here.
3, 2.
So I'll go ahead and take off.
Caution.
I bumped the stop button.
3, 2, 1, go.
Now I'm in a dead spot. Now if I hit this button,
Suspended the event. Caution.
okay, see, so I can start or stop that. And you know, you see the 6 things. So you can, anyone you want to be the race control manager, you just hit that number. Of course, those controllers have to be active at that time. So here you could subtract a lap, or you can give people penalties in this through the penalty management system right there, which I don't use this app, but it's there. You know, if I had, let's say, 6 or 7 people, and you know, nobody that was racing knew how to run the race from the control unit, I can bring it up on my phone and marshal and also control the race, starting and stopping, assessing penalties and whatnot. But let's get back to the driver's display. I thought that was a pretty good, you know, extra added feature to the thing. You can't do that with the Carrera display. And also, you can, right below that, if you see the analog sensor mode, okay, you can set your phone up at the start finish with the camera, and it'll work as as an analog track, you know, lap counter also. I mean, I run digital, so I never use that, but it is an option if you have an analog track. So let me get back to my thing, and we'll start this, and I'll show you the same thing.
2, 1.
Basically, you know, I got all the function of a driver's display. It's telling me how much fuel I got. You know, also giving me my lap time, and I can stop it with this red button. Now that pink is my fastest lap. I can stop it.
The race is now over. Only 2 laps left. Big Daddy received a 5 seconds penalty for stopping the race.
See, I stopped it right from my phone. Now, one thing you can see here is my display is showing me that I have a 5-second penalty, right? So I would have to run into the pits to serve that. But I can also see that on my screen here. So let me go into the little menu on the upper right corner and into the settings. Now in the settings, of course, you can change your language, the position of the stop button, so that big red button, you know, I have it set at default, that if you put that, you can hide it, put it to the left, right, center, whatever you want to do. I leave it at the bottom because I turn my phone sideways and it's pretty big. And then display the headlight flasher button. I have that on, although this car and the Mosler I was running before, they don't have headlights, but you can hit that button, flash your lights. I don't see a necessity for that, but it's a function there that you can do. Okay, save that and get out. This little button off to the right of my name in the car I'm driving is a brake button. So I can go left or right, strengthen my brake, whatever. What I found is if your car's in the race, it doesn't appear to work. You have to do it like before a race, or maybe when it's you know, prior to the race starting. So get rid of that. Another one of the settings here, pit radio. Okay, I've used it a few times with my Bluetooth headset, and basically your pit guy will tell you, you know, all these functions here, right? Announce the track, whether it's wet or dry, announce if the pace car comes out, announce the tire change, announce the amount of pit stops, announce penalties, announce served penalties, announce damage, announce current lap, announce lap times, announce fuel level, announce fuel completed, announce current position, and then the gap to the leader. Now you can turn any of those off or, you know, leave them on, but it'll basically, it's like your crew chief in the pits, you know, telling you, keeping you update on the status of the race at the time. Okay, now we'll go over here to vibration. This is if you know, had your phone in your pocket or whatever. Why you do that, I have no clue. You know, if you're using this thing as it is, then you use it to stop the race, and I wouldn't want my phone in the pocket because it just gives the person, you know, longer to continue on. That's part of it, you know. You hit that chaos button and it stops the entire track, so cars aren't crashing into you if you're on a dead spot or you're falling off the track but are still upside down on the track, so nobody's smashing into your car. I mean, it saves a lot of damage to the cars, that's for sure. And it doesn't allow you, you know, somebody to, you know, make 2 or 3 laps on you while somebody puts your car on. You're going to get a penalty, 5 seconds. You can set that to whatever you want to do, but On this track, you're looking at about a 6 second, 5 seconds is fast. The average is, 5.8, 5.6, right in there. So, essentially you stop this thing, you're losing a lap. So, and then you've got to go in the penalty or into the pit to serve that, 5 seconds. Well, you're losing a lap that way. And that's if everything goes perfect in the pits. This gets chaotic and you pull in behind somebody with a 30-second penalty. Well, your 5-second penalty just added up because you can't push people out of the pits, so you got to pay attention. I tell you, those pits races are won and lost there. Then of course you have the analog tab. I don't use because I'm a digital track. We don't use it, but that's an option. Can you do that with the driver's display on a Carrera? No, you can't. And for the price, it was just, to me, it was a no-brainer. So I'll go in here and restart this race. I'll go in here and serve my penalty.
3, 2, 1.
And you'll see that red flashing. You'll see that red flashing light go out after I serve my penalty. So I'll have to sit there for 5 seconds without fueling or anything. Now I'm gonna fuel. So you'll see my fuel increase. You see my tires changing, but I'm getting out before I change tires. So I'm still on the slick tires. And that's essentially, in a nutshell, what the Smartrace Connect does. It works. I use my iPad here, and it's hooked to my TV, but since I'm recording, my iPad will not broadcast to the TV while it's recording its screen, but when I'm racing this, I'm not recording the screen. So I've got it on my iPad. Anybody here that has a smartphone, whether that be Android, iOS, doesn't matter, can download the app for free, Smartrace Connect,